Welcome back to the channel. Today, secrets are about to explode. Loyalties will be tested, and lives could change forever. As shocking truths come to light and emotions reach a breaking point, one question remains. Who will survive the fallout when the truth is finally revealed? Valentin has always been one of those characters who walks a fine line between villain and heartbroken father, and right now he's facing one of his toughest choices yet. From what we've seen, he's ready to turn himself in, knowing the walls are closing in. He wants to live freely, perhaps even stay around Port Charles, but time is running out. I believe this decision shows real growth in him. Unlike the old Valentin who would scheme endlessly to stay one step ahead, this version seems tired of running and more focused on protecting Charlotte. It feels different from the original Cassadine stories, where escape and revenge drove everything. Here, love for his daughter is forcing him to face consequences, and I find that deeply moving at my age. Charlotte, bless her heart, is so eager to run away with her father again. She's a young girl caught between loyalty and the normal life she deserves in Port Charles. When Valentin arranges what could be their final meeting at Carly's house, I suspect it will be one of those tear-jerking scenes that stay with us for weeks. Will she understand why her father is choosing prison over freedom this time? I think she will, because deep down, Charlotte has always been wiser than her years. But the real tension comes from how this goodbye might unintentionally pull others into the fire. That's where Cullum enters the picture. And let me tell you, his growing suspicion about Charlotte's connection to Valentin is turning into something much bigger. Cullum has been watching Charlotte closely, especially after her brother Rocco ran off with Britt. He has every reason to monitor her movements, hoping for any clue that might lead back to Rocco. But now it seems his surveillance is zeroing in on Valentin's location. This isn't just routine police work anymore. To me, it feels like Cullum is developing a new obsession, a personal drive that goes beyond his duties. We've seen this pattern before in Port Charles, where one investigation spirals into something more intense, but this time it carries higher stakes because of the WSB connections. I'm convinced this tracking will lead Cullum straight to Carly's door at a critical moment. Imagine poor Carly in the kitchen with Charlotte when agents burst in. Carly has been through so many storms, yet she keeps opening her home and her heart. Having her potentially detained or questioned at WSB headquarters would be a shocking new development. It proves how one person's past mistakes can ripple out and endanger friends who only want to help. In my opinion, this differs from older storylines where Carly's troubles were usually tied to her own bold choices. Here, she's caught simply because she's offering shelter during an emotional father-daughter moment. It's both unfair and very true to the show's spirit of unexpected consequences. Of course, this raises an important question. Will Cullum's arrival create a deadly trap for Valentin? I don't think it has to end in death, but the danger is real. Valentin knows Steinmauer prison looms large, yet he's also reaching out to Z, the contact linked to Jack Brennan. This planned meeting feels explosive. Valentin isn't just running anymore. He's crafting a new strategy that could change everything. Perhaps Z represents a way out that involves bigger forces we haven't fully seen yet. As a longtime viewer, I sense the writers are building toward a major shift in the Cassadine power structure, something fresh compared to the endless family feuds of the past. The way Cullum might storm into Carly's home with WSB agents creates such heat for the upcoming episodes. Charlotte could be right in the middle, saying her emotional goodbye with a warm hug, only for the authorities to appear. Will she accidentally lead them to her father? It's possible, yet I believe her love for Valentin will help her stay strong. These scenes promise to be filled with raw feelings that remind us why we love this show. Family bonds tested under pressure, old alliances questioned, and new threats emerging. Another angle that fascinates me is how this situation highlights Valentin's need for bold, new actions. His obsession with protecting Charlotte while trying to break free from his past is creating fresh disasters, or at least the threat of them. He's hoping to connect with Z in time to slip away before Cullum closes the net. Part of me wonders if the entire Cullum pursuit is somehow part of a larger plan between Valentin and Z. It would be risky, especially involving Carly and Charlotte, but Valentin has always been a master at calculated risks. This possibility keeps me excited because it adds layers of clever plotting that General Hospital does so well. Looking back, these developments feel like a natural evolution, rather than a complete break from what came before. The Cassadines have always brought danger and drama, but now there's more heart mixed in with the suspense. I appreciate how the story respects longtime viewers by building on history while introducing new tensions. Carly, facing tough questions from Cullum alongside Charlotte, will test her resilience once again. She's handled worse, but seeing her caught in someone else's web adds a different flavor of trouble. Will Valentin make it to Z and launch whatever explosive plan he's preparing? I think he has a good chance, but not without some close calls that will have us on the edge of our seats. And what about Charlotte? This experience might push her to grow even faster, perhaps making her question where her true loyalties lie. These are the kinds of emotional journeys that have kept me watching for decades. The obsession Cullum seems to be developing feels like a turning point too. It's not just about catching a fugitive anymore. It speaks to how personal histories in Port Charles keep intertwining in surprising ways. This could mark a new chapter where old WSB cases resurface with modern twists. I'm hopeful the writers will balance the action with quiet moments that let us feel the characters' pain and hope. From what we've seen, Valentin is preparing to connect with Z very soon, and their appearance together in Port Charles could shift the entire balance of these new troubles. Cullum has tightened his grip on Charlotte and Carly, watching every move with an intensity that goes beyond standard duty. I believe this control is creating a dangerous web around them, yet it also sets the stage for Valentin and Z to step in and make adjustments. It's a bold evolution from older storylines, where Valentin operated mostly in secrecy. This time, he's stepping into the light with a potential ally, showing a maturity that surprises me in the best way. At my age, I value characters who grow through hardship rather than repeat the same mistakes endlessly. The meeting at Carly's house looms large in my mind. Charlotte will share that emotional farewell with her father, but with Cullum's surveillance closing in, the moment feels charged with risk. Will Valentin manage to slip away in time to meet Z? I think he will, because the writers have hinted at clever planning that could outmaneuver the authorities. This possibility brings a new shock to the storyline. Valentin is under immense pressure, knowing prison at Steinmauer may be inevitable. Yet his determination to protect Charlotte while seeking freedom adds layers of tension we haven't seen quite like this before. It differs from past Cassadine arcs that relied heavily on revenge. Here, paternal love drives the action, making it more heartfelt and relatable. Cullum's role has taken a darker turn, and I must admit this development has me concerned yet fascinated. His obsession with monitoring Charlotte, originally tied to finding Rocco, now feels personal and intense. This growing darkness could push the story toward a shocking outcome where Valentin faces real, mortal danger. The thought that Valentin might not survive this latest confrontation sends a chill through me, but it also proves how high the stakes have become. In my view, this marks a fresh change in the show's tone, blending classic suspense with modern emotional depth. We've watched Cullum evolve from a procedural figure into someone whose actions carry real threat, and that transformation keeps the narrative exciting without feeling forced. As Valentin and Z prepare to appear in Port Charles, they will likely work to untangle the complications surrounding Carly and Charlotte. Carly, bless her, is once again caught in the middle simply because she offered her home during a vulnerable time. Facing questioning or even temporary detention at WSB would be another blow. But I have faith in her strength. She's overcome far worse over the years, and this situation highlights her loyalty as a friend. The question arises, can Valentin and Z adjust these troubles before Cullum's darkness escalates further? I believe they can, especially if Z brings resources we haven't fully glimpsed yet. Their plan feels explosive and full of potential surprises that will have us tuning in eagerly. This new pressure on Valentin is creating waves of shock throughout the canvas. One moment he's saying goodbye to his daughter with warmth and regret, and the next, agents could swarm the house. Yet the possibility of his death, while shocking, also opens doors for powerful storytelling. It would force Charlotte to confront loss in a profound way, perhaps accelerating her growth into a young woman who carries forward the best parts of her father. I appreciate how the writers balance potential tragedy with hope. Even if danger peaks, redemption or clever escape often follows in Port Charles, reminding us that no character is ever truly gone forever. What I find most compelling is how these events prove the show's ability to refresh familiar dynamics. Cullum's darker path isn't just about catching a fugitive. It's about how one investigation can spiral into obsession, affecting innocent lives like Carly's and Charlotte's. This creates fresh disasters that feel organic rather than contrived. Valentin needs bold, new actions to navigate this, and linking up with Z represents exactly that kind of calculated move. Their upcoming presence in Port Charles could resolve some immediate threats while introducing even bigger mysteries ahead. Longtime viewers like me cherish these moments because they reward patience and attention to character history. The father-daughter bond between Valentin and Charlotte remains the emotional core, even amid WSB intrigue and Cullum's pursuit. I suspect the upcoming episodes will deliver a mix of tearful goodbyes, narrow escapes, and strategic revelations that keep the momentum strong. Will Carly emerge from the questioning unscathed? Probably, but not without some memorable confrontations. And Valentin? His survival may hang in the balance, but I hold on to hope that his connection with Z will provide the breakthrough needed.